Hey guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Alen.
And welcome to another episode of The Next Man Up. So Alen.
Yes.
Here we are.
Oh, about time, friend.
Yeah, this has been a while in the making. As you and I were kind of thinking about should we embark on this journey and start doing podcasts.
Yeah.
And so it's really exciting to be here with you doing this. And you know, it's interesting, this whole idea of initiation and rite of passage and passing manhood from father to son.
Yeah.
As you and I began sharing our stories and talking more about it, it just became really apparent that this idea, although it's ancient, it's new in our culture today.
Oh, very new. Very new. Like we don't, this is not a subject that we talk about.
Yeah.
I know that we said it in the past, but man, I don't think I got a memo on that. Like, hey, this is how you become a man, and then, hey, here's how you raise your son to become a man. I didn't get that memo.
Yeah.
And so this is new. This is new for me, at least.
I didn't get it either. I didn't experience it in a formalized way as a boy growing up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got into adulthood that it really became something that captured my attention and intrigued me.
Which is weird, right? Because when you think about, movies we watch that may address this, or I think about old stories, there's a sense of there is a moment that happens for someone, like in villages and such, but not in today's society, man. Not today's America.
Yeah.
Not in today's world.
Yeah.
And so this is exciting for me, man. I'm like really excited to be able to crack open this egg and see what comes out of it as we talk, and hopefully other people start talking and conversations start happening. Hopefully we get to spur something on here that would be really sweet.
What's intrigued me as we've come into a conversation among ourselves and then take that conversation to others as we talk about what we're doing and some of the ideas that we have, it's generally met, and I believe this to be your experience true, it's generally met with a little bit of like a puzzled look at first, like, what are these guys talking about? And then it's as if the light bulb goes off for dads, like, wow, this could be really powerful.
Yeah, that was my experience when we first sat down and started talking about even doing something like an event, or even, we talk later about podcasts and stuff, but the light bulb went off for me. Again, not something that we talk about. And as we began to talk about rite of passage for our own kids, our own families, like my brain just started firing synapses.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been waiting for. We need something like, I need something like, my son needs something like this. So yeah, man, this is great. This is great.
I've had that conversation that you just described between us with multiple other fathers, even some mothers who kind of get the vision and the wisdom of what we're trying to be about here. Yeah. It's just happened over and over and over. And so that tells me that this is inspired and we're on to something.
Sure, absolutely.
One of the things that I think is probably important as we get started is to just answer the question, why? Why a podcast? Why are we here recording this together? What do we hope to accomplish? Where do we see this going? So you want to take a shot at contributing an answer there?
I would think that I don't know. I'm not trying to talk for you, Mark, but at least from where our conversations have led is that we're actually trying to do just that. We're just trying to start a conversation going between ourselves, with other fathers and other men who are like trying to figure out this whole thing of rite of passage. Like, how do we do this?
Yeah.
How do we do this well? Not just that we do it, but we do it well in a way that our sons could take it on and they can run with it and they can pass it on to their sons and so on and forth.
Yeah.
But it has to start somewhere. And the best way that I think that anything starts is just by getting people together and start talking.
Yeah.
You know, we all have different point of views. We all have different backgrounds and lives. And when we bring all that to the table, something good can come out of it. It doesn't always have to be something like, of argument or debate, because I'm not really trying to debate with people how to raise their sons. But I know that I can glean from you.
Yeah.
And I can learn from you as we begin to talk and we begin to open up our lives and share what this kind of looks like for us, or where we want it to go.
Yeah, I think the mindset that I bring into this conversation, and I like the way you describe it as we're starting a conversation, the mindset I bring into this is, because we are not having a broader conversation about this idea of initiation, because it's not ingrained in our culture, we don't have it all figured out.
No.
We have lost it somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
And that means that we're going to be asking questions that may not have answers. It means we're going to be, in some cases, seeking answers just through experience, a little bit of trial and error. And, for you and I, we, like you said, we don't come into this presuming to know the right way or the only way. Mm-hmm. We just know that there needs to be something. That there is this void. And by starting this conversation, we hope to be able to encourage others to have the conversation, to lean into this idea, to ask questions, to be willing to try, to put themselves out there, share their stories, all that type of thing is, I think, the mindset or the philosophy that I'm coming at this idea with. Yeah,
absolutely. That's good. I don't want to pigeonhole us into a box either.
Yeah.
We're talking about the next man up and this idea of rite of passage, fathers helping their sons become men. But, you kind of put a finger on it earlier as well. There's a lot of single moms out there. There's and single dads. But someone's trying to raise a son.
Yes.
Like, there's this idea of like, look, I want you to be able to have that conversation no matter who you are, and begin to dive into the question of how do I help my son become a man? And hopefully this podcast gets you talking too, and not just like in mom or dad, but black or white. Mark, you're a white guy and I'm a black dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? We come from different backgrounds. We have different cultures. Our stories are different. It doesn't matter who you are. Like this is a conversation that needs to start. And if someone, doesn't start it, who will? Who will?
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about that earlier today in anticipation of this conversation. Just when you look around for something that you want and it doesn't exist, sometimes it's just time to step in and start it. And so that's really this journey that we are on, where we're starting this conversation using this medium, and we hope that it really resonates with people, that it's a challenge that provides some helpful information.
Sure.
If nothing else, it's just two guys being open and transparent about stories and things that have worked and things that haven't worked.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can help everybody to progress further down this path of really transitioning from boy to man.
Yeah.
And what that looks like, what that means, and the ripple effect, the positive ripple effect that can have on everybody around.
Yeah, this could be good, man.
Well, Lon, thank you for the opportunity to get started on this. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Likewise.
And appreciate everybody listening in.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Hey, listeners, thanks for journeying with us on this Next Man Up podcast. We would love to hear from you. Maybe you have a question or an idea, perhaps a topic for us to consider. If that's you and you want to reach out to us, you can get us at feedback@thenextmanup.com. That's feedback@thenextmanup.com. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, we'll see you later.